Good morning. Happy Monday. Oh wait, I forgot to grab stuff. Well, isn't that a surprise? I guess just come with me because if you don't see me on the screen, that means let's just, oh, I forgot to give Cutler his vitamins. That's perfect. That's just what I needed to do. Dun, 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 dun. I have Connor home with me today because his throat was hurting. But I want to pull cards for the week. That's what I was going to do. Cards for the week. Oh, please help me. It's been a while, guys. It's been rough. It has been rough. Hopefully, I think the last time, a couple times I went live, there was no sound and stuff, or technology's not working great. I'm surviving. Surviving. Okay, here we go. My drink. Okay. Hi. Hello. Everything turned out okay with Connor's stuff, so that's really nice because that was very stressful. But I'm still not going to schedule any Reikis this month. Just mentally, that was really taxing and draining, and yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot, and he's still honestly recovering and stuff because now he's got a cold. But I was gonna talk about, because some people had mentioned that I hadn't done the newsletter for this month. I just can't. I cannot bring myself to do it. It's late. I can't bring myself to do it. It's been too much. Too much. So I was going to tell you the fairy message. So, and then the spirit animal message for this month. The fairy is this fairy, which makes sense. I did start on the newsletter. Like, I've got the pretty blue colors. But this fairy looks like she needs a break. So it's talking about appreciation, which is, it says, sit back and appreciate your life. Relax with a cup of coffee or tea and make a point of consciously bringing to mind all that you have to be grateful for. Consider your blessings. This is so funny to me because when I go back, because I do in January, I'll offer like your yearly forecast, and I'll give you a couple insights for the month, like each month for your 2026. And for my October, when I went back and read it, I was too scared to read it when I was going through Connor's stuff because I was worried it was gonna, like, I was gonna tell myself something bad. But when I went back and read it, it was talking about how I needed to look at miracles and look at not just like big miracles, but the smallest of miracles. And I am thankful for the people that I was able to lean on during this time. I'm thankful for all the clients and new friendships that I gained. I'm thankful that everyone was praying and lighting candles and setting intentions for my little family. Like, that was very hard. That was very hard. That was a very hard trial. So I am grateful. I am very grateful for every little thing. Consider your blessings: a place to sit, a cup to drink from, a drink to enjoy. What would be better? Gaze upon your surroundings and see that all that is around you. Are you not truly blessed? This fairy would love to have a leisurely cup with you. So often we take for granted what we have. It's time to live in the constant state of gratitude. Gratitude plays a big part in the process of attracting what you desire into your life. Gratitude tells the universe that you are ready to welcome more good into your life. It is a vital part of your manifestation process. Baby, what are you doing? There's no pizza in that box. I made you pancakes. Just playing the same little sound over and over. Okay, anyways. Gratitude plays a big part in the process of attracting what you desire into your life. Gratitude tells the universe that you are ready to welcome more good into your life. It is a vital part of your manifestation process. To reach this state of gratitude, you need to stop and place yourself into a receptive state of mind. Relax and calmly consider your life and all that you have been blessed with. Whatever thoughts you think are reflected in your body. So it is important to take these small breaks and to just sink into serenity. Remember to take the time to relax and rejuvenate. Be sure to notice even the smallest blessings that surround you. A wonderful fragrance on the wind, a butterfly flying by, a baby smiling and laughing, the most subtle sigh. You can find a blessing in everything in your world. Just be open to it. Oh, Connor. Oh, Connor. Even the funniest, things, just your kids, the funny things that your kids say, or being able to have conversations with people you love, that is a huge blessing. Yesterday, I straightened up a little bit because after we finally figured out what was wrong with Connor's ear, I kind of had to process all of the emotions of everything. Connor, go in mommy's room. I had to process all the emotions that I was feeling, that I was just surviving. You know, when you're in that survival state, and you're not actually thinking. So I couldn't even get off the couch or clean. I'm just hyper fixated on getting lost in channeling what I want to do for next year, for the business, for the coven, for all of the things. And so my house was pretty messy. Anyways, what I was trying to say is when I had my steam mop on and I had just shut it off, but it was still steaming. And the Connor came over and he ran up to it and he was like, "Mom, you're cooking me." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You're cooking me." And I'm like, oh my gosh. I've never, that is a really good growth on his part. He's had a lot of growth in the last year. And he's also had a lot of trials since May, and I wonder how long that thing was in his ear. That was just such a roller coaster. Some things in his ear. No, it's something growing in his ear. Back to something was in his ear. It was just a lot. It was a lot. Anyways. So this is talking about being happy for every little blessing. So for this month, you're supposed to focus on gratitude and being thankful for the littlest of things, even if it's just a silly comment that one of your kids are making or something. Okay, and then for the prayer of intention from the fairy this month, it says, "O life that lives in all creation, grant me the ability to just be. Help me call upon the inner sight in order to see everything in my world. It is true beauty and majesty. I gratefully abide by your love, so be it." Take a longer coffee break today. So appreciation is the focus for this month. And then let's see if we can find the spirit animal for this month that I pulled was the silkworm. I'm pretty sure that next month is the only month I pulled for this year, and I pulled 4 different timelines. So hopefully we'll meet up in the same timeline next year. I mean next month, because hopefully next month is like, I want to pick whichever timeline is the easiest because I just need a break. So let's see if we can find this silkworm and see what the spirit animal message is. Normally I have the newsletter so that it helps you guys with looking back and seeing what journal prompts you need to do and stuff like that, but I'm not doing that. So silkworms are the caterpillars for which raw silk comes. Domestication of the silkworm began 5,000 years ago in China, eventually spreading worldwide. Silk is one of the strongest fibers known. It takes between 3 and 10 strands of fiber to make one usable silk thread, and 2,000 to 3,000 cocoons for 1 pound of fine silk. The resulting fabric shimmers like a full moon, refracting a kaleidoscope of hues. That's really interesting. Because I feel like after we finally figured out what was going on with Connor's ear and that it wasn't in fact cancer, which was really nice. But I feel like after that, I had to take a nap. Like it was just, that day was just too much. And when I took a nap, I feel like I was seeing a ton of like kaleidoscope imagery in my nap. So a lot of the times when I take naps and it's not a bedtime, I find that I can receive a better guidance or better spiritual signs. So I really liked seeing all the colors of the kaleidoscope like back and forth. And then when I looked it up, it was talking a lot about how like those kind of colors and imagery that I was seeing was the specific angel Metatron, which I think that Connor works with. So I just, it was a nice purge. Anyways, that just is interesting. Synchronicities. The wonder of the silkworm message is in seeing something tiny and rather unsightly can be the source of immense beauty. Yeah, like that little piece of plastic that was in Connor's ear that I was very grateful for that little piece of plastic. When silkworms hatch, they love eating 2 types of trees, both of which contributed to silkworm's spiritual meaning. The first is the tree of heaven, also called the spring tree, since it blossoms heralds the season by waiting until winter is over before they burst forth. This is also a highly resilient tree, often appearing in an unfriendly environment, making it an emblem of patience and overcoming. The second tree is the Chinese mulberry, a bower topped by the sun in Eastern mythology. Here, mulberry embodies protection from evil, wealth, and sensuality. By consuming both the mulberry and tree of heaven, silkworm literally internalizes their energy. As the silkworm eats, it molts 4 times until it's ready for transformation. It then spins a cocoon from a spinneret. They produce about 1 mile of a filament in just 3 days. Talk about an icon of productivity. I don't feel like I've been productive this month. Maybe productive in spiritual growth, productive in patience, productive in overcoming, but not productive in work. Talk about an icon of productivity. They also leave a hole in the cocoon for a successful exit. Here, silkworms illustrate the concept of preparing for those changes we know are ahead. that reminds me of the 1010 portal, because the 1010 portal really was about manifestation and moving forward and where you want to see your life going. And honestly, like, I don't want to be mean to this year. My hair's crazy. But I am ready for next year. And I feel like I am preparing more for next year than I did for this year. In the way that I'm channeling, in the way that I'm going to be working other things, as well as knowing what products I want to sell and stuff. It's just, I'm hopeful that next year will be better. So productivity and manifestation and like trying to visualize where I'm headed. With prudent circumspection, we too can experience a metamorphosis, break free from a great barrier, and fly. When silkworm appears as your spirit animal, allow your imagination to spin fantastical whimsies, which I think is fun because, I don't know, I was sitting there and I was trying to plan stuff for the coven. And the coven is just a bunch of healing people getting together and praying intensely in a non-religious way. A non-discriminatory way as well. But I was like an annual, like, I can't remember which one, but we're gonna paint rocks and have a barbecue after we do our little ritual. And then the next one, we go on a walk for that Sabbath, and we place all the rocks that we painted on the trail for like the community to find, which is fun. I don't know, it's just fun to imagine and come up with things that will be fun for all of us to do together and to learn and grow together. It's just been a long, like since May, it's been difficult. And I'm enjoying manifesting other things. So my house is clean enough that I can sit here and continue to imagine the places I want to go next year, and I want to do better flyers around the community for each month so that maybe we get more reach, because we're really not that good at marketing, and I don't want to pay somebody for marketing, and I'm not paying $45 to advertise an event on Facebook. That's ridiculous. I'm not promoting or boosting my posts either. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't mind putting energy into, like footwork, like actually doing stuff, but I'm not going to put like physical money into advertising. So don't take this as I know this really great person that does I don't care about your marketing scheme. I do not have the patience for that crap. Okay, so let's see what we can expect for this week collectively. We're asking our spirit guides of love and light to please be kind to us and give us what we need to hear this week and what will help us the most. No trickery, no Loki energy, because I know he's in my energy. We really we want a clear message. Okay. Okay. I like that so far. That's fun. Ooh, that's cool. We're gonna enjoy that. I think we're gonna enjoy that. Okay. Okay. here we go. Here's your spiritual message for the week. Connor is home. He has a sore throat, so that's another reason why we're not doing a sound bath this morning. Connor, can you turn it down? Turn it down. Turn it down. He's like, no way. Okay. So even though the world feels backwards and you feel like maybe here. I think we'll get copyrighted because he's watching Cars. So naughty, naughty, Connor. Naughty, naughty. This is welcome to the dark side. I don't know which light. Okay, let's try again. Where can I put you? Where can I put you? Where can I put you? I need to clean the sound bathroom. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is your spiritual message for this week. Even though it feels like your destiny is against you, or fate is against you, or things are imbalanced, there are blessings surrounding you. There are things to be thankful for. I feel like that very much goes with what we were just talking about for the month. You are going to be asked to lean on people this week, or to ask for help, or to just talk with people. Allowing yourself to not be alone in your thoughts. And there's something about you needing to seek comfort with companionship with others. There's also a need to do things this week. So instead of observing or taking a back seat, you're going to need to be motivated and get things done. So try to trick your brain, put on some shoes, make yourself a list, try to turn on some music, try to get yourself moving and doing things. Even though you feel kind of defeated or unmotivated, you're gonna have to do something to get yourself going. Also, if you have earth signs in your home or life, they are going to be unbalanced. So that's our Tauruses and our Virgos and our Capricorns. So that's my man, and that's Connor, who is already homesick Monday. So I think that maybe I'll text my husband and see if he's having a good day or not. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I just don't want to know. And then I also see that for some of us, there is going to be some deja vu this week. Some deja vu, repeating patterns, karmic lessons. There's going to be some stuff coming up, especially around either deep soul connections or relationships. Soulmate connections do not necessarily have to be like lover relationships. I definitely have soulmate connections with my sisters that are not blood, Danielle and Crystal, but there is some past life things coming up with soulmate connections. So again, even though it feels like there is the fates or destinies against you, or life is against you, there is a lot of things to be thankful for. Seek companionship in other people, even asking for help, or just allowing yourself to talk with people and getting yourself motivated this week. Don't sit, don't observe, don't take a back seat. This week is a week to start doing things, getting stuff done before winter comes, and that your earth signs are going to need a lot of grounding. They're going to be unbalanced this week, so try to have a little more patience and understanding if you have earth signs in your house. Yeah, and that's it. And that is it for the week. Thursday we have a tea ceremony sound bath. So I'm thinking that I don't know what tea I'm gonna make yet. I feel like dandelion and something else. Dandelion, I'll have honey. But Thursday we have a sound bath with a tea ceremony. I'll probably have a spiritual message, or maybe I'll do some prompts while you're laying there, or maybe I'll do a guided thing. I don't know what I'm doing. Usually when it gets closer to an event and I don't have something planned, it's because like they're gonna give me a message of what I need to focus on like closer. So I don't have that yet, but I know it's a tea ceremony sound bath. And then on Saturday, I need to go through my email today and make sure that we still have room, but I'm sure we have room. We have our Saturday from 4 to 8, we have our crafting event, so that we have 20 spots, and I'm sure we filled maybe about 10 spots. We're doing clay ghosts. So Crystal has made the clay ghosts. They're $13 each. And then you're gonna take Mod Podge and like different colors. You could paint the ghost. You could add different napkins. You take the ply of the napkin and you go across it. And then Danielle is doing their like wooden wreaths with bells and stuff, and bells are so good for resetting, setting intention and protection, which we definitely need right now because we need to be living in our gratitude. And I'm doing a cord cutting ceremony. I'm waiting for all my stuff to get here for me to price it, but I honestly think they're going to be under $10. And then I think I'll have enough that I can make sets for people to purchase separately with instructions on cord cutting. I've had cord cutting come up a lot. I would say when stuff started hitting the fan around May, there's been just seeing a lot of people posting about cord cutting or interested in cord cutting, or I'm gonna do a cord cutting when they're high in emotional, overwhelming stuff, and that's not the best time to do a cord cutting. But for Saturday, I'm gonna teach you how to cut cords, and we're gonna be cutting cords from either a bad habit or from the old you, because we've learned and grown a lot. Hey girl, hey. I wish I looked cuter, but this is what it is. But we are going to be cutting cords from our old selves or a bad habit that we'd like to cut cords from. And then if you wanted to take that cord cutting ceremony, you could then apply it to cutting cords with somebody. But knowing that cutting cords with somebody, you have to be really sure that if you see them in another life, or if they were 100% healed and the best version of themselves, that you would not want to be involved with them. Like that there's too much that you just feel like it's not for you. You know what I mean? Okay. I am done. I'm gonna go make some tea, and again, I read to you the spiritual message from the fairy and from the spirit animal for this month, because I'm not doing a newsletter. And then I gave you the spiritual message for the week, which is that there's a lot of things going against you, but there are things to be grateful for. You need to ask for help or look for companionship. This week is a week to be motivated. You really need to not observe or take a back seat. The earth signs whoever is a earth sign in your life this week is going to struggle, and they're going to need a little extra love and patience. And then there is some sort of past life, karmic lesson, deja vu, soulmate energy that is going to, I don't know what's happening with it, but there's going to be something happening with it. So just tick that box, pay attention, and see if something comes up, an old pattern comes up, a lesson comes up, or if you're having deja vu, pay attention, write it down, think about it, ponder it, whatever. I hope you guys have a good week. Maybe I'll get back into doing lives, maybe I won't. I am struggling. I know, the earth signs, Connor's homesick, right? And so then I'm like, is Troy gonna have an interesting week? Because Cutler is just full of piss and vinegar. I don't know if that's just Gemini's, but like just the attitude. He told me to, sorry, an alarm. He said, drop your attitude. Because I was trying to tell him that it's too cold for a jacket and that he needs to wear a coat. And then I decided I'll just let him learn this lesson because he's not listening and he's telling me to drop the attitude. And then he also was like, I bet there's kids playing at school right now. I was like, yeah, but you have 10 minutes. Yeah, but I bet there's kids playing. And I was like, yeah, but it's cold. Yeah, but there's kids playing at school and I'm not. I was like, get your stuff, get going. I don't care. You want to go play in the cold with just a jacket on and learn your lesson? Let's go. Let's walk. Did you have an attitude last night? Drop your attitude. I was like, what is going on with this child? Whatever. I don't know what's, it's just, it is what it is. What are crystals that I would work with this week? So if we're wanting to get motivated, I would work with an orange crystal. If we're wanting to ask for help, I would work with a green crystal. So I would suggest orange and green crystals. Past life crystal and deja vu, I would work with black crystals. So you decide what you're going to work with. I'm going to put my smoky quartz back on. I love you guys. I hope you have a good week. Maybe I'll talk to you later. Maybe I won't. But good luck with this week. It should be interesting.